How's it going, guys? Josh Armijo here. Hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an EP review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new EP from the band Antigama entitled Stop the Chaos. This is released on Selfmadegod Records. Now, if you're not familiar with Antigama, they're based out of Warsaw, Poland, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very, very fast, but altogether avant-garde style of grindcore, with a lot of abstract elements to them. They're not afraid to test the waters outside of grindcore and try something different. Just the elements in their themes and the lyrics and the way the music is played. This has been a very, very active band. They've really been doing a lot of material since the late 2000s up until now. I mean, they've done a lot of split appearances, EPs, full lengths. They have 5 full lengths under their belt. I know they had a couple of albums on Relapse, Resonance, and Warning, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they've been very busy and active. I know they haven't really made any new material since Warning, but 2012 is supposed to be somewhat of a resurgent year for them. I know that they've got a lot more material coming out later this year. I don't really know what. I know they came out with a split already, and I know this EP is just the first sign of real things, good things to come. And not to mention, they've weathered a lot of storms, not only with this new EP, but a new lineup change, or a return to the old label, the return of their original vocalist. Wonder how things will work. So I gave this EP proper listen, and I'll just run down some of my thoughts on it. It's 6 tracks, and it runs about 15 minutes in length. I think that's a very good time. Nothing too long or too short about it. It feels just right. And what I really like about Stop the Chaos is the fact that once you put this EP on, and you get to the first 2 tracks, Iconspectu and The Law, it's just boom. It just heads straight into the blistering grindcore, and that is really, really awesome. I just love the way that this EP gets you all set up and ready to go. Guitar work, I'm really liking the way that the riffs sound on this album. There's a lot of fluidity and creativity in the riffs, just very, very heavy and crunchy. Just the way that it's played, just the way that it sounds, just the way that it's played straightforward. It's very, very impressive. I'm really loving the way that the guitar sounds on this album. It just sounds really revitalized and just sick. Bass-wise, it's very audible and clear. You can hear it very, very well, very nicely mixed, nicely toned. It backs away when it needs to. It shows up when it has to. And I think it's definitely a well-suited bass tone throughout this entire EP. Drum-wise, it's an awesome, awesome drum performance. Very, very Latin in your typical grindcore blast beats. Very, 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 very fast. Very well played. There's some good snares on this album. I keep saying album, excuse me, EP. Take the track Intricate Trap. There's some really, really heavy use of the snare going on, and I think it's pretty creative. It's a very, very, very drum performance. Not just sticking to blast beats alone, it tries something different, and I think it's executed very well. And vocal-wise, loving it. I'm loving the vocals. Very, very throaty, raspy, guttural, but not too guttural to where you can't understand what he's saying. He just has a really, really sick delivery. I'm loving the way he does his vocals. And on the track Find the Function, there seems to be a little bit of an experimentation with some kind of clean singing. Because if you were to go back to earlier in the year with Napalm Death's Utilitarian, you heard a lot more of Mitch Harris's clean singing. And that's what it kind of reminds me of in a way. Just the way that the vocals are just harmonized out. It's not really singing, but it's more well thought out and comfortable. And I think it works really well. And this album closes with a track called The End, which is about a near 4-minute long instrumental track Not really so much grindcore as much as it is electronic, experimental, sci-fi kind of stuff. I mean, that's where you get to the abstract avant-garde side of this band. I don't know how that'll affect some people, but it's interesting. It could have ended on a bigger bang, but for what you get here, this is absolutely awesome. Overall, this is Antigama doing what Antigama do best. That's just freak you out when they need to, and they deliver some really, really solid grindcore, and probably one of the most interesting EPs you'll hear in 2012 so far. So, and put that on another check for some of the best grindcore of this year. So, I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the Selfmadegod Bandcamp where you can stream this album, hear it for yourself. EP, album. You get where I'm going here. You know how I am. Again, the EP is Stop the Chaos by Antigama. This is released on Selfmadegod Records. Check it out. And this gets an 8.5 out of 10. Solid grindcore from a very, very solid band. Check out Antigama. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Thanks for putting up with my silly wordplay. And until the next time.